Hi everybody, welcome to the video tip of the week for Monday, August the 8th. So this is an exciting time of the year because it's approaching the back to school time. And going back to school these days is not just for the young people. These days there are a lot of mature students, as we're called, heading back to school, maybe to work on a further degree or maybe going for the very first time. Either way, I'm sure that if you aren't a student or you know somebody who's a student. So this week, the video tip of the week is dedicated to how to eat healthy and live a healthy lifestyle when your routine as you know it is going to be turned upside down. There's a reason that they talk about the freshman 15, you know, the theory that freshmen gain 15 pounds in that year. That's probably the least they gain. I hear people talk about this a lot. And so it is really a challenge to go off to university or community college or whatever your study is going to be and not lose everything entirely and start eating a lot of junk food. As soon as you eat takeout food, it doesn't matter if it's, claims to be healthy or not. Takeout food is high fat, high salt, high sugar land, period. So if you're eating out a lot, understand that that's what you're dealing with is extra calories from sugar, fat, and salt. Not to mention all the additives and preservatives and MSG and stuff that just isn't good for you. So that's the first big thing, is just to understand that eating out is not healthy for you and should be something that you do once in a while, not every day or every other day. Certainly not even more than once or twice a week. So maybe you can have that in the back of your mind. So there are a couple of rules you should have for yourself, in my opinion, as you go back to school. Getting into the habit, I hear students talk about this, getting into the habit of snacking, picking at food while you're studying, that is just a big fat no-no. You should not be nibbling on food at all when you're studying. That is mindless, tuned out eating that will pack the pounds on you faster than you would ever care to think about. So if you already don't have that habit, please don't start it when you go back to school, because it will be one that's terribly hard to break and it will cause you to gain a lot of weight. The next thing I would say is, if you are living in any kind of residence where you have access to buffets, that's not a long-term plan. That's not someplace where you want to be eating every day, because it's going to be junk food, hot dogs, hamburgers, high-fat casseroles, whatever the case, it's not where you want to be. So instead, I would recommend getting in the habit of purchasing some non-perishable food, like rice that you could cook in a very compact steamer right in your room, and that would stay good for a couple of days. It's not hard to steam some rice. A good whole wheat bread, a jar of low-fat peanut butter. I like the all-natural stuff, just crushed nuts. Also, fruit and vegetables, that's going to last. Just buy enough to last you 2 or 3 days, right? Some cherry tomatoes, a couple of cucumbers, bananas, apples, that kind of thing. So I don't want to overload you with too much to think about, and so that's probably enough for now. So I just want you to keep in mind that the salient points are: stay away from the high fat, high salt buffets if you're living in residence. Do not start the habit of chomping while you're studying, because you will regret that one. That's just a bad habit. And finally, pick some non-perishable foods that you can have in your room or in your apartment that you have access to some healthy food. Nuts and tuna is another one that I just thought of that I should have added to the list that you can keep around for a while. Anyway, I will continue to add more videos dedicated to the student going back to school over the next few weeks. And if you have any comments or questions, feed them through my website, and I would be happy to take your questions or comments regarding going back to school. So until next week, enjoy yourself and take care. Be active.